I've got to be real with you right now. What's happening in Cleveland is not just another training camp story. This isn't just about a rookie quarterback putting up decent numbers. This is about a kid, Shedeur Sanders, kicking down every single door they've tried to keep shut in his face. And the Browns still acting like they don't see it. I watched him follow up that electric preseason debut, and I mean electric, with another clinic in training camp. 10 completions on 14 attempts, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. And not the kind of safe numbers you pad in meaningless reps. I'm talking rhythm, poise, anticipation. Stuff you usually only see in guys who've been in the league for years. And this is a guy who was sitting 4th on the depth chart just a week ago. 4th. Alright, I'm launching a giveaway like never before. Think you know which Browns quarterback will start the first official game? Drop your prediction in the comments. Hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed because 5 lucky winners will score a free game jersey. The more videos you comment on, the better your chances. Now let's continue the video from where we left off. Now you'd think, momentum like that would earn him a seat at the big table. You'd think the coaching staff would be itching to see what he could do with the starters. But instead, they slammed the brakes hard. The same coaches who watched him carve up Carolina in live action are now keeping him boxed in behind veterans who didn't even touch the field last week. And do you know what the fans are asking? The same thing I'm asking. Why? What else does Shedeur Sanders have to prove before he gets a real shot? And here's where it gets frustrating. Because if you're in Cleveland right now, you know this city is starved for a quarterback who can take control, who can win. And instead of leaning into the momentum, it feels like the Browns are pretending it isn't happening. Day 12 of camp should have been just another day of fine-tuning for the quarterbacks. Instead, it turned into another chapter in the Shedeur Sanders saga. 4 quarterbacks took the field. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur stat lines. They tell one story. The rep order, oh, that tells another. Flacco goes 7 for 11 with a score. Pickett perfect 5. 4-5 with 3 touchdowns. Gabriel 7 of 10, 3 more touchdowns. And then Shedeur 10 for 14, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was the command. Every throw came out on time. No floaters, no drifts, just precision. Receivers didn't have to wait, didn't have to adjust. He put the ball exactly where it needed to be, exactly when it needed to be there. And yet, no first-team work. No reps against Cleveland's top defense. Just stuck in the same rotation. And listen, in the NFL, reps are currency. They tell you exactly where a player stands in the coach's eyes. A week ago, Shedeur wasn't even supposed to sniff extended preseason time. 4th stringers mop up garbage snaps behind an O-line full of bubble guys. But when injuries took Pickett and Gabriel out of the picture, the door cracked open. And Shedeur didn't just step through it, he kicked it off the hinges. Against Carolina, he put on a rookie debut that had the city buzzing. 14 completions on 23 attempts, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. He handled pressure on nearly half his dropbacks. He escaped sacks with smart footwork. He kept drives alive. That's not a rookie hanging on for dear life. That's a quarterback running the offense like he owns it. After that game, reporters noticed. The rep order in 11-11s shifted Flacco, then Shedeur. That's a statement. But Stefanski still wouldn't take the leap. No full-speed first-team work. It's just a dangling carrot dot. And Cleveland noticed. The fan base lit up. Social media was flooded with highlight reels, stat comparisons, calls for Shedeur to get the shot he's earned. Local radio spent entire segments asking the question out loud. Why is he still being held back? Analysts pointed to the same traits scouts loved at Colorado. The field vision, the calm under pressure, the accuracy in tight windows. Some even said he might already be the second-best quarterback in camp. Even Jerry Jeudy chimed in, talking about Shedeur's growth and his bright future. And when respected veterans start publicly endorsing a rookie, that means something. You can't fake the respect of NFL playmakers. You have to earn it. And he is not. So why is he still on the outside looking in? Well, here's where the politics of the NFL come in. Joe Flacco is a Super Bowl champ. Kenny Pickett was brought in to compete. Even Gabriel's had investment put into him. Shedeur, he's the 5th-round pick with the famous last name. Moving him ahead of veterans too quickly risks bruising egos and blowing up the locker room. hierarchy, but let's be honest, Cleveland, fans don't care about egos, they care about winning. When the best guy isn't getting his shot, they notice. This is a city that's lived through decades of quarterback chaos. They know what it looks like when someone's ready, and when they're being held back. Now, we've got these joint practices with the Eagles coming up, and this. This is the real proving ground. Philly doesn't play soft. They disguised coverages bring heat from every angle and punish quarterbacks who hesitate. If Shedeur can make plays against them, tight window throws, quick decisions under pressure, all the excuses disappear. But here's the kicker. Even if he lights it up, Stefanski still controls the narrative. He can downplay it, keep Shedeur in the second-team mix, pretend it's just development. Or he can admit what's becoming harder and harder to hide, that Shedeur Sanders is making it impossible to keep him in the shadows because, here's the truth, this kid has done everything you could possibly ask of a rookie quarterback and more. He's produced under live fire, he's shown it in practice, he's earned the respect of his teammates, and he's given Cleveland something they haven't had in years. Hope Todd, the question isn't whether Shedeur's ready, the question is whether the Browns are ready to let him take that next step, and if they keep holding him back, they might not just stunt his growth, they might waste their moment. So, I've got to be honest with you, I'm sitting here scratching my head, because I just don't get it. I watched Sanders in a live game, I saw it with my own eyes, the poise, the precision, the way he took command out there, and yet, here we are, still questioning whether he can do it when he's got the actual starters around him. Really? After what we just witnessed? We saw it, and it wasn't a fluke. This man isn't even getting first-team reps, not with the ones, not even consistently with the twos, and still, when he steps on that field, he delivers. He's accurate. He doesn't have to throw 70 yards downfield to make you pay. He moves well enough to extend plays, and when the game tightens up in the red zone, he's money. Deadly accurate. That's the truth. And yet, here comes Kevin Stefanski acting like he's still not convinced. Alright, I'm launching a giveaway like never before. Think you know which Browns quarterback will start the first official game? Drop your prediction in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed because 5 lucky winners will score a free game jersey. The more videos you comment on, the better your chances. Now let's continue the video from where we left off. And now the reports are flying. Stefanski isn't ready to give Sanders the upper hand over Dillon Gabriel. Oh, and let me tell you, once that came out, the reactions started pouring in. Ocho, he lit Stefanski up, basically saying, "Coach, we've all seen what Sanders can do in real games wearing that Browns uniform, and you're still doubting him? What exactly are you watching?" And then you've got Shannon Sharp. He came at it from another angle, hitting Stefanski with, "If you're questioning Sanders against Kenny Pickett, how are you so sure Pickett's the better option?" Here's where it gets even more real. Sharp didn't mince words. He said no reasonable person thinks Sanders is going to be perfectly ready to tear apart every NFL defense in 3 weeks. Fine. But what about Dillon Gabriel? Has he shown you enough? Has he looked like a guy ready to lead this team against elite competition? Because if we're being real, the Browns' doubts about Sanders have nothing to do with football. We've seen this before. The whispers, the subtle digs. There's an ugly undercurrent here. Bias, prejudice, and whether anyone wants to admit it or not. Part of what's fueling this hesitation. Meanwhile, Gabriel keeps getting every opportunity. Every rep Sanders doesn't take, Gabriel gets. And what does he do with it? In one of those stretches, he goes 11-4-2-2. That's a 50% completion rate. No pressure from Sanders that day. No excuses, just him. And he still couldn't deliver. And people want me to believe this is the guy to lead a franchise. And if you think that's just one bad day, you're not paying attention. Go back to day 8 of camp, arguably Gabriel's worst outing yet. 14 reps, only 3 completions. 11 throws wildly off the mark. 11. That's not an off day, that's a pattern. From the very first snap, the defense read him like a book. He had no rhythm, no awareness, no precision. And as Gabriel kept stumbling, the contrast with Sanders only got sharper. Analysts are saying it out loud now. Gabriel's not starting QB material for this team. Not now. Maybe not ever. And yet the Browns' leadership keeps pushing him like he's the future. Why? What's the real reason? Because listen, it's not like the football world is evenly split on this. Most experts will tell you straight up, Sanders is the better quarterback. I don't care what round he was drafted in. The tape doesn't lie. And if the Browns are the only team in the league thinking Gabriel is the better option, well, history tells me they're probably wrong. Let's be honest, they're QB. Evaluations over the last 3 decades haven't exactly been flawless. Shannon Sharpe even went as far as saying, Stefanski's pushing an agenda against Sanders, focusing only on what he supposedly can't do, while never acknowledging what he can do. And maybe, just maybe, there's pressure coming from higher up in the organization, clouding judgment, forcing Stefanski's hand. And it's not just Sharpe saying this. Ocho called Stefanski out too, pointing to Sanders' entire career arc. From Jacksonville State to Colorado, every time people doubted him, he proved them wrong, over and over again. So why is it still happening? How can you say a guy can't do something when we literally just saw him do it, even without the luxury of first-team reps? That's the craziest part to me. Sanders is not even playing with the top weapons yet, and he's still shining. Imagine him with a real supporting cast, real protection, real chemistry with the starters, and yet, here we are. A quarterback who's earned his shot in every way possible is sitting behind a guy who keeps showing us exactly why he's not the answer. It's beyond frustrating. It's a missed opportunity for the Browns to build something real. So now I've got to ask you, do you see what I see? Do you agree with Ocho and Shannon that Sanders is being held back by bias and bad decision-making? Do you think the Browns are making the right move by pushing Dillon Gabriel, even with all his inconsistencies? Or is there something deeper going on behind the scenes that we don't know about? Because I'm telling you right now, Sanders deserves that shot. And if the Browns don't give it to him, someone else eventually will. Thanks for watching, and see you next one.